Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Real quick, we've got a news video for Photon HYPENOVA. Very, very exciting. We've got two new generator cards. Ever since this deck came out, I was a big fan of how it played. Other than the whole fact that like you kind of had to play like 4 to 7 bricks in your deck, just because all the generator bosses are high level monsters that don't summon themselves from hand, so they're all awful to draw. Aside from like Lopter, but yeah, really cool deck. Works very, very individually. There's not a lot of decks that really work like this one. So we got 2 new cards here. I believe it's a new Exceed and a new monster. I have not read them yet. I was kind of hoping to see a spell or a trap or something new there, because I do think that's another way they could have like definitely helped the deck, but it doesn't mean this stuff won't be good. So let's get into this. Starting off here, we have our Vara, Sadir of the generator bosses. Very cool. This is a level 9 fire fairy, 25/25 for the stats. You can only use its second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Okay, you can only control 1 copy of it. All the bosses say that. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can send 1 other generator card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay? And if this card is special summoned, you can special summon 1 generator monster from your hand or graveyard, except for Vara, Sadir of the generator bosses. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so this is like finally a boss that does not have to tribute one of your generators to actually do whatever it does. Every single boss, even Lopter, has to tribute at least 1 generator, if not 2, to resolve its effect. It is just summon itself by sending a generator card from hand, but once it's out, it just straight up searches. Just specials from hand or grave, which is quite good, especially if like this is in grave or in hand and you like pitch another generator boss, which are bricks. That is the biggest downside of the deck, is that if you're playing, let's say, a pure variant, even like a variant that like kind of combines with something else, you would probably be seeing, you'd probably be playing at least 3 to on the high end 7 bricks, right? As far as those high level generators that are awful to draw, this card helps so much with that, because it like immediately unbricks those, and not only that, but like gets that monster out with another body in the form of Vara, which is really, really sweet. I imagine like opening this with the search one, the good search one, where like you would be able to literally summon this and the searcher, and then the searcher search you something, which could be Lopter, which could be the field spell if you didn't already have it. So you literally just off of that get the field spell plus a rank 9, which by the way I believe is the new boss, the new card here, which means when you exceed this card off for a 9, it would not be getting banished, which is cool. So I think this is a pretty good card. I think this is kind of what I want to see is ways to just make the deck less bricky, right? We're playing too many inherent bricks in the deck. This is a card that definitely helps with that a whole lot, which is very cool. Okay, moving on from there, we move to the Exceed, the boss monster. This is Leviathan, Generator Boss of Shadows. This card looks crazy. It's this thing up here. Holy crap. Very cool. Very cool artwork there. It's like a bell. It's like a giant bell thing. Whatever. Okay. Here we go. 25/25. There's another rank 9 fire fairy. Its materials are completely generic. Any 2 9s. Very cool. And you can only control 1 Leviathan at a time. Second effect. All monsters your opponent controls lose 1,000. Cool. That essentially just makes this card 3,500, which is huge. Very, very cool. Yeah, your monsters already get huge, but even stuff like Lopter then gets even more threatening for the battle phase, which is cool. Third effect. Quick effect. You contribute this Exceed summon card. Okay? As cost. Special summon 1 non-fairy generator Exceed monster from your extra deck. Then you can attach cards from the field and or any graveyards to it as material up to the number of materials this card had. Holy crap. Yeah, that's a pretty insane interruption. I'm not going to lie, because this card just quick effect tags out 1 tributes for cost, so dodges a lot of like any on-field negation and like problematic stuff that way, to then summon your Jormungandr. I have him right here. The other guy, this guy was like never good. He was like never actually good in Generator, but now he actually has a use off this because he's a Reptile Generator Exceed. So you would summon him, and then you would attach at least 2 materials from anywhere. Your opponent's field, your opponent's graveyard, and this attaches cards as well. That's insane. This disrupts the graveyard as well as the field. Spell, trap, monster, face up, face down, anything. That is insane. This is technically an out to Mystic Mine. This is all one effect, so it doesn't trigger a new chain. So you, like, in response to your opponent activating Mystic Mine, this literally like soaks up the Mystic Mine and one other card in your opponent's, or on the fields and graveyards. That's a very powerful card, I think, just especially for being just like a generic 9. This could even be another card where any deck that plays 9s. I know there's not a ton of decks outside of Generator that generate a ton of 9s, maybe something like Virtual World. That's a really powerful card, for sure. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, so especially once VFD got banned, the deck didn't really have a great rank 9 to make. You could have made like the HYPENOVA, which is literally like just a monster negate on the opponent's turn only, so it didn't even insulate your plays or anything. This card's much more powerful than that, if you ask me. So, very, very cool. This card's insanely strong, for sure. This card helps with the unbricking. The one thing I kind of wished to see was another spell or trap, or maybe even 2. For me, the deck has this card Boss Quest, where like if you have a reveal a generator monster in your hand, if you do, you add 2 generator spell traps from deck to hand, and then shuffle the monster or put the monster back on the bottom of the deck. And the reason that was something I was looking at was just being a card that kind of helps unbrick, drawing the big ugly monsters that you don't want to see in hand. This kind of fixed that as well, and maybe even a little bit better, just because it puts itself and that monster. Like if you just hard open Har, always awful. But now if you can just get to this card, you now just like summon this and the Har, and especially if like you search this card off of the 9 that's just the searcher in the deck, you then like would be able to make an Exceed, have Har, and ideally you'd already have Field Spell. You wouldn't really be going for that line unless you already had Field Spell, most likely. But rank 9, Har, and Field Spell already set up is like really, really strong. And a lot of decks would struggle to deal with that. So very, very cool. It's a very interesting deck. I'm definitely going to revisit it when these cards come out and see what I can do with it. And who knows? I haven't looked at this deck in so long. We might have also gotten like some other new cards that just help the deck as well. I mean, Pot of Prosperity. I don't know if I've tried to build a deck since Prosperity came out, which obviously is a huge consistency booster where you get to pick the cards, so you don't have to pick the bricks. Where I might have played Extravagance before. Like, why would you play Extravagance now? Because like you're gonna just draw into the bricks, but Prosperity just picks you the best card. Pretty cool. I'm happy about this. I mean, I was saying that like I wasn't really into any of the cards in the new set so far, and then we got the 2 Evil Eye cards last night. Very cool for the Evil Eye. And now these. I've always been a big fan of Generator. So really cool place to be. Very happy about these. But I want to hear from you guys down below. If you are a stan of Generator, if you play this deck more often than I do, which I'll just kind of be revisiting it for the first time in a couple of years, let me know your thoughts down below. Like, how good are these cards for Generator? Where do you think this lands them, as well as like stuff we've just had over the last couple of years come out that might have also coincidentally helped them? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that stuff down below. But that's going to do it for me here today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff from your boy down the line, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.